right. Punkay, Protoman. Two consistency focused runners here going at it. Protoman in the middle of the standings. Punkay at the top. Probably gonna pass up D whatever here with the results of this one, if he can convert this W. But Protoman, he's right outside of that top 8. Rock Chalk has been definitely picking up steam in the late half of the season, and then he's been kind of just going steadily along, getting some tough matches later on, so it's going to be pretty tough for him to make playoffs. If he can make this win against Punkay happen, that'll do a whole lot for his playoff contention. And being someone who got brought up from D2 last season, this will be a pretty tough league to succeed in for sure. But he could do it. So I'm here with Electric to bring you guys this one live. How are you doing in that since that 2-minute break?
Been doing well. I got a lot done. I wrote a novel. I started hiking. I made a lot of progress with my life. But here we are back at it again in the GSA commentary booth for Punkay versus Protoman. This race might look a tad one-sided, but if that last race showed us anything, it's that these outcomes are never certain in these races.
Yeah, like Punkay, the most consistent runner on the planet, and was able to do mostly like top level strats, even though he makes some conscious race adjustments. Protoman definitely going even more comfy in that respect to get even more consistent, hopefully, on most of these stars. For instance, one thing that he sometimes does is go for the owl at the end of Whomps instead of doing owlless. So it's things like that where he's just taking a look at the odds and trying to give himself the best chance of getting a good time. And that's a missed Lactu skip, though. Not something
man,
that he
missed a long jump. Had a bad attempt at lining it up after that.
Yeah, it was just like a weird setup from the start. So Punkay gonna get off to a really quick lead. Not something Protoman wanted to happen. He's just gonna have to chug along until you get kind of later on in the run, something might happen. But you never know. Whomps is quite a fickle beast. Punkay, a little bit sketchy on bomb clip.
He manages to get the medium bomb, though. Manages to get the ball rolling again. Yeah, missed a long jump and then took a bit of a momentum stop from that platform. I think the WoW might be kind of getting to him a little bit.
If you guys have a slide guess, go ahead and throw it in now. I'm going to say 12-7 Punkay, 12-9 Protoman.
I'm going to go ahead and say 12-6 Punkay, but 12-9 Proto.
That will be like a 12-8. And let's see, Protoman. Really a steep angle there. Not necessarily optimal, but like that means he got a pretty tight turn after the bump. So double 12-8.
Now let's see these Whomps. Likely going to see some full cycles, maybe even a half on one of these sides.
I would say half cycle is a bit too comfy, but Protoman has done it in the past. I would say they're both going to go for the standard fast cycle, but not the pro cycle.
Now, one thing to watch for is in the last race, Protoman did go for owlless and landed it first try, so maybe he's put some time in and is more confident with the trick, but we just have to see how it goes. Going for cannonless first while Punkay clears out on owlless. Texture setup from Proto here.
Yeah, really tiptoeing the line there, but getting on the right spot. Grabbing that star.
We're going to have Punkay speed restored in just a moment, so stay tuned, folks. Let's see how Protoman's next couple stars go here.
And a successful cannonless place for puncayshun. Protoman is... Oh wait. Is that half cycle or what? No. Okay. I'm stupid. Proto going for the standard fast cycle, getting the nice cycle, playing the Prana, getting the blue coin. Ooh, that was a great dodge. Had to really change the speed there. We've got word from the booth that Punkay's stream is going to be a bit choppy throughout the run here. It kind of hurts when your CPU power is split between the Mobile Classic and SM64 streaming. So it's just going to be how it's going to be. Protoman on the other hand, lovely smooth Amarak footage, so it's all good in the hood.
Very nice 100 coins from both players here.
The Proto goes for Owlus. No, okay. Wild Blue here. Now he could go for Owlus next, but probably gonna go for it. Owlful at the end. Why 70? It's just a good length for the kind of stream we have, and it's also not so high variance that people will finish like 10 minutes apart. So just a good race category for the most part.
And if you're asking like why they're gathering 70 stars in particular, it's the least that you can get to the final boss without using BLJs, a pretty major glitch that can result in finishing the game with 0 stars at its max potential. So this category is pretty much no major glitches, but in the course of getting every star, we're going to abuse the geometry of the stage a lot and occasionally execute some kind of glitchy things, just no BLJs anywhere in the run. And BLJs can be inherently pretty variant, save for a couple of players that are very, very consistent at them. So this category is really nice for races because it's more so about how good your movement is throughout the game rather than are you good at hitting the buttons.
Yeah. I will second everything Electric just said here. Protoman is gonna finish up his second to last star. So I believe Punkay is still in the lead.
Pretty small lead though. May have gotten extended a little bit by Proto's decision to go for Owlful here, losing 4 seconds, but not too bad.
So like Proto missed Lactu Skip and then played really solid throughout Whomps despite it being comfy. He didn't make any mistakes. So that's like a 650 for Punkay. And gonna be about a 7 flat, maybe a bit more for Proto. So a good 10-ish second lead, which means that their Whomps are mostly on par. Alright, I'm gonna say that looks like another 12-8, maybe 12-7. Oh, okay, that was a lot faster than I thought. Protoman coming around here.
Probably gonna be another 12-8 from him. Oh, that's probably a 13 flat then. That extra 13. Little bop there.
Punkay winning the slide war. And then heading into wing cap. A pretty steep arc on that second to third pair, and coming around the last ones. Very smooth here. Proto going right in the beeline for those 2 coins. Usually see people like do a bit of a swoop, but that looked very deliberate and pretty cool, I guess, with how steady that was. It just kind of sums up Protoman in a nutshell, I guess. Not too fast, but definitely knows what he's doing. Alright. And Punkay going to be entering Dark World as Protoman exits the wing cap stage. We'll see what cycle he goes for as soon as the stream jumps back here. Hello, Jared. Undecided, or... Okay. We'll see if Punkay goes for the GSA cycle rollout. Nope. Gonna be classic Shig. Punkay will always go for Shig in races, I assume.
Yeah, maybe in a final when it starts out really close, or if he's a bit behind, he might go for that rollout, but... Seems to tend to just play it real comfy in Dark World. Doesn't want to leave any room for error here.
Protoman also having to avoid that Goomba. On Shig pace, even with that dust, it's a very lenient cycle here, so he'll be able to get around no problem. Helpful amp RNG. Oh yeah, he almost ran into it by being a bit slow on the middle island. But he's still sticking with it. Nice kick to avoid dying or ledge grabbing. It looks like a pretty shaky, dusty Dark World for Protoman. He is still kicking it.
Decent wall kicks at the end, but what was that angle? It was something else there.
Yeah, classic proto camera.
And gets the Bowser dance at the end, saving a little bit of extra time.
Still sub 10 Dark World for Punkay, and Protoman running around looking like 15 seconds behind.
Now, I think this is actually about the lead D had coming out of Dark World in the last race. So we'll have to see how SSL goes for Punkay coming up here in a little bit. He might opt to play it a bit safe with CCM 18 though.
Yeah, we'll see. Punkay almost always going for CCM 17 and kind of plays it by ear afterwards. Proto, I'm not so sure. Decent sky jump there. Pretty like average for Punkay, I would say. Solid overall. Proto grabbing that wing cap box. Very safe here on the slopes. Alright, I mean, let's start a little bit slower than Punkay. Definitely seemed like he had his knee pads on and all that. Playing it very safe, but not having any issues.
TGC, I believe I've heard before that it's 10 or 15%, but I'm not sure if that's the exact
I think
number.
10 is about right. Like, someone said it was like some number out of 256 or what, or I forget, it was about 10%.
Also, Lucoizo, thanks so much for the sub. See some GSA fire in the chat.
Interesting camera for Punkay. I don't know if that was intentional, because he went for a kick over the tree instead of the rollout.
Bonks against the fence, though.
Yeah, that was not his finest moment, but understandable.
Some nice coin gathering coming out from Punkay. Now let's see what Protoman decides to do here. Probably an 18 route, but could surprise us here.
Protoman going into the chimney. CCM 18. I'm gonna race the penguin here. I don't know if he's ever failed the penguin in a race, but now would not be the day to start. Pretty smooth going for Punkay here. One more star to do, going for the penguin last, which is what D Whatever also does, but you can pretty much do any order you want since you're not trying to spawn the penguin on star 3. Alright. Looking like a mid 1320 for puncayshun, and Protoman going for the safety red. Very nice decision here. I would say more beneficial than taking the owl and Whomps, but logically consistent in that you save yourself a lot of hassle and maybe a bit of stress by having those extra coins. Whoa!
Whoa, Lucoizo,
bit
thanks so
party.
much for the 1170 bits. Almost at 1100 flat. Sharing RPG emotes to 25 people in chat. Thank you so much. All these donations are greatly appreciated. And yeah, like going off of what you were saying, like grabbing the safety red, you're taking a 2 to 3 second time loss to hopefully guarantee you're not going to take a minute plus time loss. I think that's, it's kind of the reverse of the low risk, high reward strats. It's a low penalty, high risk mitigation sort of strat there.
Yep. Okay, one more star in BBH. So Proto actually off to a good run. I would say that in the 14:30 range is very solid for kind of 49 pace-ish. It's not great, but it means that you're on a decent run. You know, you're cruising. Thank you, Schmelk. That's
Showing
a pretty
love
long
to the
one-syllable name.
commentators with 100 bits. That's a new one.
Is that like a Kirby? No.
I think it's just a
hoping it would
show
be
love
Kirby.
emote. It's literally called show love. Aw.
Yeah, make it Kirby next time. Just kidding. Thank you for the bits.
Do it again, but better.
Is that like the old Bop It voice line?
I wasn't trying to quote anything. I was just memeing. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe that came from a Bop It ad. Just like Punkay bopping Mips. Could you imagine if Mips were a Bop It and every time you grabbed him, you had to execute a different series of motions to get his star?
That would be like Super Mario 64 meets Mario Party meets absolute irritation. I was gonna say something else, but probably not so great for the stream.
It becomes
So-
like a Paper Mario move. How some of their moves require that you like press some buttons in sequence.
Great Tom Plus for Punkay. Protoman's still cruising, but Punkay is not giving him any room to catch up.
He's got one more plus to go though, and we've seen some people even have issues with the secrets movement inside the pyramid. Alright, doing the standard plus this time around, not wanting to mess around with those Thomas shenanigans. Gets right on into the pyramid though. Let's see how the secrets movement looks though, as Protoman goes up to the yellow Bop It. Tries for the punch grab, but instead he was supposed to twist it.
Alright, Punkay going down for the SSL Secret Star on the sand stream, no problems. Protoman, he will only have to do one plus, but also the difference between Tama plus and I'm assuming Proto does the normal plus will be a substantial time save in Punkay's pocket here. Alright, that's a medium bomb. Not exactly what Proto was hoping for. We are hoping for those 1,050 bits from Lukoizo. I don't know where you get your money, but congratulations and thank you for sharing it.
And thank you so much, especially for those RPG rewards. Hope that whoever got them in chat appreciates those RPG emotes, limited time only.
What kind of emotes are they?
It's like they're like little potions or like RPG characters. Protoman misses the bomb grab this time around.
Okay.
But I think it's supposed to be like if you get certain ones, you can like mix or match them, or I don't know exactly how it works. I don't think I've gotten any of them yet.
Fair enough.
Protoman, oh, he takes a death trying to do the talent backup.
That is a heartbreaking way to die, and not something you like to see. It's a kind of tough backup to do when you have to time your kicks that way. Sometimes you have to worry about the fly guy, or even just that the bird hits you wrong. But that's a rough thing for Proto to have to bounce back from. He's getting the plus, but he really needs to get that talent star to stay competitive.
Yeah, Punkay's got a pretty decent lead on his hands now. It's going to be pretty tough for Protoman to catch on up, but still a lot of run left to go. Punkay not even really making a dent into LLL even yet, so a lot of things could happen. Punkay with the big boy ground pound there. Showing that star what for.
Closing it out, a lot bigger gap between him and Punkay than there was before entering the stage. That death probably cost... It's at least 30 seconds. I want to say more like 35. Because you have to like wait so long to get there.
And he got through the star spawn and everything else, and there was the failed plus throw beforehand, and the death animation outside the stage, star selected. It adds up. Oh, Protoman getting a bit of a grind on the edge of the puzzle. Lucoizo with one final 1,000-bit donation for the night. Love you, GSA. Well, we love you too, Lucoizo. Thank you so much for the 3,000 plus bits. That is insane. Can we see some GSA dabs and some GSA fire in the chat to commemorate that? That is legendary. Just like Boatman just said, that is
Might
legendary.
have to throw some down. I really like the GSA C emote. It was from like the beginning of our channel, but I'm glad we brought it back. No one used it, but I like just seeing it there. Anyway, hope you have a great night. Thank you very much for the donations once again. And our top bit tier of the period now is Locoizo. Alright, Punkay bullies, Protoman, singular bully. We can't all be heroes. Sometimes you just gotta win the little battles.
Okay, with the nice win on the big battle of 3 bullies and their father. Let's see what Protoman can manage with the triple bully kill here coming up.
Alright, here goes Punkay. And Protoman kind of doing alternate stars, except Protoman's a couple behind.
Protoman with a nice backup to the triple.
Pretty sick beginning, I guess. Not insane, actually, but quite solid for Punkay. If he hasn't been playing much SM64, this is right where you want to be going into DDD on, you know, pretty solid like 48 kind of run. Alright, well, are we going to see Protoman's comfy triple jump lava boost that I hate? No long jumping. Let's go, Protoman.
Very
Stepping
nice.
up in the world.
Glad to see it.
Alright, just a few casual chests coming out from Punkay.
And back in the volcano for elevator tour real quick. And this is the side flip there, but he's just going to take the pole movement up. Nice roll out there.
Yep, fair play there. Coming down. The sub as Proto finishes Lethal Lava Land. Back sub for Punkay, not going to go for front sub.
Playing it nice and safe despite this nice lead that he's forged for himself.
It's almost funny because a lot of times when someone does something more consistent, we say like, oh yeah, this is a good way to justify going for something safer. But you can almost apply it to any situation. Either they're in the lead, it's like, okay, you don't have to push it, you're in the lead, you know, just try to maintain that. Or like, you're off to a great start, you know, don't want to like ruin your momentum. You're off to a bad start, try to gain some momentum, you're a bit behind. Well, don't ruin it by doing anything hard. So the moral of the story is, just crawl everywhere and you'll win.
No matter what, the commentators will find some way to word what you're doing as a positive, as if like you're trying to do a good.
Yeah, you can just go for every comfy stride in the book, and we'll give you a medal.
Punkay heading on in to Fire Sea. He can take it easy here. He can just get a late cycle. I mean, he's already in the lead.
Yeah. I mean, as long as he eventually gets up there. Like, I don't know if there's anything he'd like to do to see the sights. It's not a very popular tourist attraction, but you know, you can always find something to do.
Actually, no, now that I think about it, he could make this lead a bit stronger. He could go for Fire CBL. Oh, wait, no, that's banned. My bad.
You're right. So you're saying he's a wuss and isn't ballsy enough to go for it?
Oh, missing Lava Boost at the very, very end. Just the bully kind of messing with him a little bit.
Yeah, that's a stupid way to lose Lava Boost. He grabbed the pole wrong, which is why he was on a really tough timing to make it anyway. But I think he could have barely got it. It's hard to say.
I think he probably could have too, because he didn't really lose too much time on the pole. But
nice long jumps for Punkay, grabbing that red. Not getting a good ending.
Slow ledge grab time.
That's actually nice walking. Will he be able to walk again in ledge grab?
Protoman having some
he's walking too low.
He's gonna take a death
and
here.
then took a burn. Oh, oh my god.
I mean, I don't blame him. The rings after about the 6th ring, their hitboxes are sideways and they're near impossible to hit. What's not nearly impossible to hit, though, is seeing Boatfan giving 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Thank you so much to all the new subscribers. Can we get some GSA dabs in the chat for just the radically huge number of new subscribers? And just shoutouts to everyone. Shoutouts to Lacoizo. Shoutouts to Boatvan. Shoutouts to everyone else that's subbed individually. Like, all the donations and subs are always greatly, greatly appreciated. Y'all have been extremely generous during this race.
All right, Protoman getting that sent to the pole. Can he make it over? Dude, Protoman got... I mean... Oh, yeah, I was on the other window.
Got denied! Barely!
But yeah, this is not going to be an early cycle. He really needed that. Well... no.
Oh, barely missing it.
That sucks.
And so even with Punkay making a major mistake, Protoman just not quite able to capitalize on it, unfortunately.
So what I'd like to do with Liam's emotes, I know he doesn't stream in a while, but if you put Liam key H, or the little womp, and then the hype emote below it, it'll be like he's holding up the little womp. So if you alternate them, you get like a lot of like dads giving little womps some fun, I guess.
I see it now that you mentioned it. I'll never be able to unsee that. That is beautiful.
Quality content from Steve O'Boreal. This is why we make the big bucks out here on GSA. And it's all thanks to you guys, so really appreciate it.
Also, huge shoutouts to Liam King's Womp emote, like that drawing just generally. Is
I think Hustley made it, so shout out to Hustley as well.
Taking a little walk to the baseball game.
That is how it be.
Okay, having to take an extra little ledge grab there, not getting the optimal movement up that box staircase that he wanted.
The sad womp is also a great emote. Oh my god, Punkay. This wet road was not, I mean the 100 coin was not bad. Got shocked on the wooden plank that is mysteriously suspended. But that's all good.
Protoman managing to barely get all 5 of those rings there. That was a huge Monka S there on those late rings. But he managed to make it work.
Yeah, I wonder if he just like forgot the rhythm. It's entirely possible if you haven't practiced in a while.
Yeah, and once you fail the opener, it's exponentially harder, especially like if you don't want to lose a ton of time.
It can also be if you miss a swim at the beginning, you gotta really change up your trajectory. I don't know if he missed a swim or not, because I was too busy meme posting.
Also, Big Bank asking, what is with these rings? This game actually has a bug where the hitbox of the ring does not correlate with where it visually is. It's like the part of the game that is supposed to generate the hitbox to detect Mario going through it malfunctions. So the hitboxes on the later rings become basically sideways. And so they're much, much harder to hit, especially if you're trying to use the visual cue of the normal rings. The first 5 or 6 rings or so are actually kind of okay, but then after that, they just become horrible.
I want to point out something else that's pretty hard to hit. Proto went for wedge gyro triple jump wall kick. I did not see that one coming, but he nailed it. I wonder if he goes for the second one for top of the town, because he looked not super confident, but he definitely knew how to do it. So, really impressive elevator star.
And that's really a big boy strat there. How much does that save over doing the other like staircase strat?
Proto's missed 2 coins. He's gone back for him. Not bad RNG here. Over the staircase, that's like 2.5, I guess. Not like a huge time save, but it's substantial. Especially for Proto, who's gone for a lot safer things to lose less time, or that save less time. No, lose less time. Or lose more time. Commentator unable to make up his mind.
Lose equal amounts of time, or simultaneously lose and gain time.
Okay.
Schrodinger's time loss.
We might have to invent a new theory of relativity. There is special relativity, general relativity. Wow, you know, maybe we should just stop while I'm ahead. Or even not ahead, but put down the shovel, because I can't talk.
Well, Punkay's doing some nice secrets, and Protoman's chugging along through 100 coin here.
I would say that's like another coin miss. Missed 2 at the beginning, 2 at the end. No problem out here. Everything fine. He's getting the star anyway. Punkay mountain clip potentially. Yep. And getting that long jump. I thought he was going to land in the water. I'm really surprised he made it through.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, Silver Boyle wants to learn more about advanced space-time physics concepts.
Meanwhile, I'm very upset by Kaduyu's question. I honestly don't know. The shocking arrows do lift. Well, okay, they don't lift you up, but like they do transport you.
I think it's nouns, even though they're not
That makes
lifts.
the most sense, but I see what they're saying. This is too much for me. My peanut brain is being overloaded by the 1000 IQ memes here.
Definitely.
Protoman not going for that triple jump wall kick yet again. Kind of an interesting choice to only go for it once.
Punkay not going for the star grab. He just wants to let it be frozen in time a little while longer. Maybe he wants to go for that long jump off the corner, or like if you do a jump dive in the right way or a long jump, you can fall into the pipe by the end of the Koopa race. That's a fun thing to do if you're looking for something to screw around with. Try to like long jump right into the pipe.
Also, to clarify Zelda fans' question, this is a pre-recorded race, and this was the footage that Punkay provided us with. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but more than likely what it was his internet was having issues whenever the race was being recorded. Don't refresh just because one side is frozen.
We're all seeing the same thing.
Also, Boat Van with yet another gift sub. 14 total gift subs in the channel. Jeez. What a van right there. I don't know how a van holds a full boat, but this man can do it all.
Well, decent amount of clip star for Orb Island Star. I drank some water and it went down the wrong pipe, as they say. It's like, I feel like I have to cough.
Just like Punkay going down the wrong slope here, not quite getting up on top of the mountain where he wants to be. Nice piranhas from Proto, but Punkay already most of the way through TTM, just a couple more stars left to go.
Yeah, Protoman pretty far behind now. He's only just finishing up Tiny Huge Island. Big ol' lead for Punkay.
Punkay moving on in for reds. Using some pretty comfy movement. No speed kick. I doubt we're going to see a dive. Yeah, long jump on the instead of a dive. Might not even see the side flip wall kick to close it out. Nope, we will. Nice side flip wall kick there. Oh, Protoman getting bopped. He got the log wall kick pretty well, but just falling right down.
No, that's a bigger fall. That's unbelievable.
Oh man.
In theory, no one should ever die to the box, but it happens more than most people would like to see.
Protoman with a breezeless attempt. It looked like he had the height, but just not the fence clip there. Oh, and Protoman falls down. What is it with people falling down when they go for the breeze strat? 3 times out of 4 total racers today.
I think he got stuck on the left corner, but that was something else. You know, Punkay had a great snowman's head, and he's just been cruising. So Proto, a decent lobby, but falling apart in the mid game.
He's got the log wall kick this time around, though. Nice into the deep freeze from Punkay here. Jasmine T, I think there's some pace bin explaining it, but basically the way the point distributions work is when someone wins, they're automatically guaranteed 60 points, but there's a further 30 points that get split between the winner and loser of the race depending on how close they are in finishing. So if they're within 10 seconds, then it's a 60-30 split where the loser gets 30 points and the winner gets 60. But for every 10 seconds that there's a difference between them, 1 point gets taken from that 30 that would go to the loser and goes to the winner. So just like TGC said in chat.
Definitely. Shout out to TGC.
And also, yes, there's a separate pool of 1,000 points per race that just automatically go to the comms. There's nothing the racers can do about it. So technically, we're in first by a pretty big landslide.
That's news to me, but I welcome that.
I mean, yeah, when I found out, I said, I'll take it.
Yeah. Can't wait to take home the grand prize at PACE 2020.
Let's see what Punkay can do in HMC. Well, Protoman just now working his way into SL here.
Really, have I commentated more than Chance? Or Scotch? I feel like I haven't done that much because of school. Whatever though, I'll take second. Alright, Punkay freezing in midair again. That's fine. You can see the 1 pixel that is the star, which he's about to jump onto. It's almost as if, like, the island is a black hole. There's, like, no color on it yet. But then there's something in the middle. What could it be?
This is like in those Stranger Danger videos or any sort of demo video where they tell you, pause the video now for questions. Like, you know, we pause the video there. Is Mario going to hit the star in this example? Yes, no, or it's impossible. Submit your answer with your iClicker now.
Alright, Punkay getting his second last star in Hazy Maze Cave. He's really running away with this one. Protoman having to do a comfy snowman's head, but still gets the star. And it's almost up to Tippy for Punkay, who is as consistent as he's ever been.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of a huge mistake he's made throughout this run. I remember at some point recently he kind of complained about getting a 50-something in a no reset run, just due to the time he was spending away from the game, but...
Did he mess up Fire C? Or is that someone else?
Yeah, he did. That was probably his most major mistake so far, is just having to get late cycle in Fire C. And here Mario gazes long into the void, and the void gazes long into him. And then he just re-enters the stage.
Alright, I would say this is still 48 pace for Punkay. Mid 48 pace at that.
It pretty well correlates with his average. I cannot believe his average race time is a 48:30x. Like, looking at the stat sheet here, I think the exact number is, yeah, 48:39. His worst time is a 49:34 this season.
Wait, that's his worst?
Yes! Like, how? It doesn't quite make sense. I mean, like, Do Whatever and Cheese, I'm pretty sure have both gotten 50s in like 1 or 2 races. But Punkay he's something else with the consistency here. Pretty decent reds. Not sure if it's something my co-commentator can truly be proud of, but at least I'm not offended by those reds.
They were alright. It's not like I would ever get a good reds in a run anyway.
Alright, let's see. Lackado bounce take 2. Very nicely executed there. I will never fail to be impressed by single jump bounce. I feel like the side flip just, I don't know, just makes more sense in my head. Protoman potentially invalidating his run by long jumping then going backwards. We'll have to get the speed police in on that one. That one's a bit questionable. I mean, it is a long jump that did go backwards. Let's get some Papo G's in chat, if only it was enabled with FSE.
Triangles for Punkay.
And it's clean.
Smooth sailing.
No speed kick madness, but it still works out. Protoman also getting metal cap skip.
Yeah, I think we're kind of approaching the maximum reasonable strats for people to do in a race environment. Like, the things that would save time are just like way too hard to do in a race. I mean, you could go for it, but it's not really justifiable.
I wonder if there will ever be a day where we see Penguin Head side flip in like multiple races in a day.
I think it's one thing that could happen since like multiple people can do it, but it's so like difficult. Probably not for a long time.
Yeah, it'd be a while, I think too.
It would only be if like Tama races Do Whatever, and that's it.
Alright, Punkay getting started with 100 coin. Let's hope that his internet cooperates throughout here, but I think we're going to be a little bit out of luck. Protoman, though, venturing on upstairs to Tippy. About 3 minutes or so behind. And really, he hasn't had that bad of a run. It's just mostly been Punkay's dominance in the game that's taken him this far in the lead.
Yeah, not too bad. I don't know. It's just really hard to play against Punkay. That's all it's. That's all it is, and that's all it's ever been. So yeah, maybe it's time for things to come later. It's hard to say how he'll play day to day because he's playing Cheese later. I don't know if that one was pre-recorded or if it's happening live.
I believe that at least last week when they were planning it, they said that one would be live, but I'm not sure if that will actually come to fruition.
Yeah. I definitely agree with Steve here. IMO Puncay is the scariest opponent because you know he's not going to have a bad run. It's kind of like Super Viper in D2, but I think even more potent because Puncay is still like someone with pretty good movement and even among the rest of D1.
I mean, he's perfected a racing formula. He has a setup that works for him, and he just makes it work every time.
He also believes that if you're bad, you must just not be trying enough, apparently.
I could see him saying that. I mean, this is the same individual that once said Breezeless is free.
Commentator drinking too much water, not doing enough talking, but as the race goes, it's really looking like a dominant W for Puncay here, taking care of TTC, and Protoman is just kind of left to scramble and rainbow ride as Puncay nails these last couple of stars.
Nice tricky triangles from Protoman here. Tries to go for the speed kick movement, but ends up taking a little bit of a extra slowdown there. Hops and Bops, that would be Lacoizo that gifted, I think it was a total of 50 rewards with all of his bit donations. Oh, Protoman missing the side flip there and having to deal with a very awkward camera angle to try to start off a backup. Nice time jumps movement from Puncay here.
I think that's it for Protoman and Rainbow Ride. And he's almost a full stage away. Alright, can you use last couple red coins here? I think this might be a Puncay screen that we see on Protoman's feed. Okay, oh, Protoman just went for reds first, never mind. So, all is good. Puncay wrapping up his own red coins, coming up to Sky on another 48 pace speedrun. The man is undeniably insane.
Just how? Like, how does someone continuously get 48s in races?
It's inevitable. You know, I know Avengers Endgame memes are pretty old, but that's kind of how Puncay is. He's just so consistent and reliable.
He has the perfectly balanced strats, like all things should be.
That is, in fact, very accurate.
They called him a madman for saying he would continuously get 48s.
Alright, making the cycling bits here. Coming up here to the triple jump wall feed. We'll see what he goes for. I'm guessing a left side. Will it be standing or moving? Looks like standing. So he does this when he's feeling very comfy.
I wonder when the last time he's missed standing is. Oh, gets a little bit of a bop off the elevator, but not falling all the way down at least.
Great backup triple jump. Surprising the Goomba party here. Coming into the pipe. Looking to get like a 48 3x. So once again, knocking it out of the park. So much that it's not even much to remark on other than that he gets it every time. Oh, missing the throw. So you can get that regrab. Pretty good. I think if he had missed the regrab, the recoil from taking damage might have knocked him off into that little wedge, which would have been pretty funny. But he's gonna nail that 48 anyway.
Super, super clean. GG's to Puncay on nailing yet another 48. Just a little bit above his average, but still just what consistency. 4-8, 4-5. Punching out this win against Proto. Proto can still get a few points out of this, though. He's pretty close to the end of TTC.
Yep, a few points to be had. nothing to give up on right now. This is going to be a TC 100 and then a Sky away.
And it sounds like from the premise of Mike, the Speed Police out in full force searching for Puncay, but they can't find his anime hideout.
Yeah, that's how it goes. He's a very mysterious, almost like an apparition. You can never really pin him down. The Speed Police has been a thing for about as long as I've been commentating. You never know when it's going to pop up, but when they do, you sure do you hear them.
Steve O'Broyle claiming that he just now came up with the idea of Speed Police. We'll have to go to the Trademark Commission to see who actually came up with it first. Yeah, and Puncay splicing during the ending for the faster credits for the one person that seems to time off credits, if they even exist.
I wonder who that person would be.
It'd be the Paper Mario community. They time off the end in some games. I think they've stopped that more recently, but used to, I'm pretty sure T2ID was timed like 3 minutes after the actual last input where the game finally says the end.
Interesting.
It was actually Thomas Speed Police who coined the term. That sounds right. Protoman advancing now into Sky. Already a couple minutes behind Puncay, but again, points still on the table, even with a couple mistakes in Sky here.
We'll see if Protoman can clutch out the rest of the stage. I mean, he can get points as long as he gets within like a 53-45, which means he's at least on a like a low 52 kind of pace. So it could get like 8 or 9. Oh, that's okay. Good save.
Yeah, a little risky there, but did make it work in the end.
That was such a risky elevator kick. If he didn't get over the gap, really safe long enough as well. I'm not really sure if that was necessary. If he didn't go to get over the elevator, he would have just fallen down and had to be jumped from off again.
So now going into throws. Still got a little bit of time to play with. Dead on throw on that first one. Let's see if he can bring that laser precision to the other two.
Okay. 3 for 3. Potentially. No.
Oh, and missed angle on that one too. Come on, just needs to get one more throw to clinch this out. Okay, there it goes. GG's to Protoman on a pretty solid performance here. A little bit shaky on some points, but overall bringing some pretty nice gaming power into this race against puncayshun, who just as always pulls out the 48s.
All right. So that'll be it here. Guessing no interviews, since it is, of course, a pre-recorded match. Later on, 3 more races. It's going to be Benji and Cheese, Ouija and Heisenberger, and Cheese versus Puncay. Don't want to miss that. Hope you guys stick around. I'll be back in a bit. See you guys in a few.
Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.